So, so Bob, he just called
Back
you
there
in.
is a
I'm
red.
here, Gray, don't worry.
He's right there.
So he called you in here because he's sending it back to you now. Like you developed a culture here?
Well,
No,
you-
I didn't do all the culture here. I moved here 25 years ago, I think. And came up here to do my own work and live on my boat, but that all kind of changed because I opened this building called Studio Bob. A big gallery upstairs, and it just sort of happened on its own, and it took over my life. I finally sold it and got rid of it recently.
Yeah.
And one day I woke up, had this big studio, and I said, I'm going to do an art show up here. And I just put the word out. There was no social media, no computer, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Just the word out in the community. And we had like 250 people show up for that first art show.
Wow.
It was just amazing. And I just realized there was a plethora of artists in this town that had no event space, nothing to do. And then I met Gray. He was just moving into this building, and he decided to do a party here. And I don't even know how that discussion came up. So without any social media, so I started doing art walk on Saturday night. Actually, we started on a Friday, but we changed it to Saturday later.
Second Saturday.
Yeah, and then he'd have a party here. So we'd meet downtown, do an art show, and everybody would migrate down here for the wildest party. And back in those days, we had city council people here, we had business people here, we had attorneys, we had artists, we had street people. It was just an amazing event to wrap up the night of second Saturday
Oh, yeah.
art walk. It was just fantastic. So
I
that
see
went
why
on.
you sent it back to him then, because that's sort of where everyone, all walks of life, started to just mingle. It was right here in Gray's
Exactly.
warehouse.
Yep. And it was like,
This was the cradle. Yeah.
yeah, it
cradle.
was just amazing. So you could come down here and meet a judge. Hopefully you weren't in front of them.
Later in the
Attorneys, city council people, artists. I mean, it was such a great mingling
Yeah.
place. And it was a potluck. You'd bring your own food. And then we started publicizing it. And that became our mistake because the health department called me up. You can't promote a public event with potluck food. Potluck food's got to be a private event, because at Studio Bob, you can't bring potluck in unless it's a private party. So we got busted on that, so we took that off the menu, and people would still bring food. We just didn't publicize it. And it was great. I mean, he'd fill this place with all this fantastic food people would bring in, prepping food, and I'm not much of a cook, but I know I'd spend 2 hours after Studio Bob was closed prepping something to bring down for the night's events. So it was just an amazing place.
Live music here?
Live, he's always have bands.
Over here?
And he'd get the best bands in town to play for free just to be here. Yeah, and I mean, it was awesome.
They overlap with the Junction Tavern with a lot of those same bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming here, and so that brought
They
all
needed a
that
place.
together.
They needed a place to play.
Yeah, and he
Sure.
had his backyard open, and there'd always be someone down here with a barbecue cooking stuff
In the fire pit.
in the fire
You'd
pit.
sit around.
And a pizza.
Yeah, and a pizza oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was the happening spot.
This was the happening spot for the longest
Sorry, I
time.
missed it.
Fireballs.
What's that?
Sometimes fireballs.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we had some fire dancers
dancers.
who go out and do presentations.
Belly dancers.
I mean, it's hard to remember all the shit we did, huh, Greg?
Yeah.
A lot of fun. It was quite the
Should have had
scene for the
this
longest
video
time.
done
I know.
earlier so I can refresh my memory.
Well, the belly dancers, you remember them?
You remember the belly dancers?
I'm sure they remember him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.